Working with smart objects. Alright, in this tutorial we're going to talk about using PhotoTune as a smart filter. A smart filter is a way to apply a plugin or a filter to an image inside of Photoshop in a re-editable, non-destructive way. It's great if you work on raw files or if you're a graphic designer who needs to work on images that are composites created of other multiple images. To take advantage of a smart filter, you need to work on a smart object. Opening or creating a smart object is a little bit different than working with a regular file in Photoshop. You'll need to go to the File menu and select the Open as Smart Object option. This will open the file in such a way that it turns it into a smart object, which you can then re-edit and will automatically update if you make changes to the original source file. It's really cool. You can also take advantage of smart objects through Photoshop Lightroom, and we'll show you how to do that as well. I've already opened this image as a smart object. You can tell it's a smart object by looking at the layers palette. It'll have a little smart object icon right here. Now, using PhotoTune with a smart object is just like using it with any other type of item. Just open it up in PhotoTune and then go ahead and edit just like you normally would. In this case, I'm going to apply a preset. Once you've adjusted your image the way you'd like, go ahead and press the Apply button. When you return the image back to Photoshop, you'll now notice that underneath your smart object, there's a Smart Filters tab, and it will list any smart filters that you've attached to the image. In this case, we can see PhotoTune being attached as a smart filter. And on top of that, a layer mask has already appeared. The layer mask allows us to selectively paint the effect in or out of the image. So I could simply grab a regular paintbrush here in Photoshop, and by using black paint and painting on that layer mask, I can remove or blend in an effect from PhotoTune. So you can see where I paint, the image's original color is coming back in. Not that I want to do that with this image, so I'm just going to undo that, but there are cases where maybe you want to apply a localized color correction to an image. The other really handy thing about a smart filter is that you can readjust its settings. Just double click on the PhotoTune 3 filter name and it will open the image back up inside of PhotoTune with its original settings. You can now make adjustments and hit apply again. Let's say in this case I want to convert it to black and white, so I'm going to use a different preset this time. I'm going to come down and use my black and white landscape option instead. Make any adjustments that I need to on an image by image basis. Maybe I want it to be a little bit darker. I'm just going to drag it down to darken it a little bit. When we're ready, hit apply. And now when we return to Photoshop, you can see the results are different. We now have a black and white version of the image just by adjusting that smart filter. But underneath, the original image is left untouched. So if I go ahead and I turn PhotoTune off just by clicking on the eyeball right here, you'll see there's the original image still sitting underneath in a non-adjusted way. Now I can actually make changes to the underlying smart object and apply it again. To do that, go ahead and just double click on the smart object icon. This will open up the original image as a duplicate. I can now make any changes that I want to the image. Let's say I want to add a couple more of those leaves. I'm just going to go ahead and use the stamp tool in this case, and I'm just going to grab one of these leaves over here, and I'm just going to paste another copy of it right here, and maybe we'll put another couple leaves from here right over here onto this rock. There we go. So now we've added a couple extra leaves. I'm just going to copy a couple more of these leaves from one spot to another spot on the image here. There we go. Now, I'm just going to save and close this, and you'll see that we're back on our original image. Those new leaves have been added to the smart object, and when I re-enable PhotoTune, it'll actually apply the PhotoTune setting to the image with the new leaves added. There we go. That's the power of working with smart objects. It gives you a re-editable, adjustable way to work on the images.